And I'm not sure if we are live, my friend.
Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Thursday. Got to start getting ready for the weekend. We got Gianni, who's coming up, and we got a very special Hammer Thursday. Gianni doesn't even know what it is, so we'll get a Hammer Thursday play with Gianni. Then Joe Raineri is going to join us. We're going to talk the Rays and the Blue Jays and the Royals and the Tigers. Then Andrew McInnis is going to join us, talk a little CFL. I mean, listen, guys, there are ways to make money in the markets. Today's a good example of that. Only 5 baseball games on the schedule. We're breaking down 2 of them. We'll give you some CFL info and, of course, Gianni. But we got to get to the play of the day. We lost yesterday on the play of the day, so we're 1-1 this week. So let's get back to the winning ways. And we're going to the weekend. We're going to the UFC. And I'm not screwing around here. We're going to take a parlay here. We're going to take Sam Patterson to win inside the distance, and then we're going to take the Dolotov and Turman fight. Will not start round 3. We'll start with Sam Patterson. This guy's a finisher. 4 first-round finishes in a row, and then he gets to fight Michael Venom Page, and Venom Page sprints around on the outside, fights at range, wouldn't engage with Patterson, and it's this horrifically boring fight. The UFC does not blame Patterson for it, so they're giving him a layup here. He's fighting 39-year-old Ponzinibbio, who hasn't fought in a long time. It's short notice. He's got cardio issues. He's got durability issues. I think this is a UFC wanting to get Sam Patterson a highlight knockout because Sam Patterson's got a lot of them, and this is the style of fight that UFC wants. So I got Sam Patterson to win inside the distance. And like Chris was talking earlier, right before recording, we did not know Wellington Turman was still on the UFC roster. He hasn't fought in 3 years. It turns out he had a devastating shoulder injury. That's strike number 1. He wasn't very good when he was healthy. That's strike number 2. This guy's had pneumonia. This guy's had multiple health issues. And now he fights this rock star, Dolotov, who basically won the genetic pool. This guy was a Versace model and a UFC fighter and an actor. Like, how lucky can you get to have all those skills? Meanwhile, I look like me. But Dolotov is a first-round knockout artist. Wellington Turman is being served up to an absolute killer here. Dolotov has a slew of first-round victories. He knocked out Fugit in the first round in his first fight. I don't trust Wellington Turman at all. I do not see how this makes it into the last round. So we're going to take Dolotov and Turman. Will not start round 3. Parlay that together, you get minus 109. Very, very fair price. And this is going to go in as a client play for sure. Price is way too good. There's your play of the day. Got to wait till Saturday, but we'll get this one home. Let's bring in Gianni here. Gianni. We got an interesting weekend. You've been doing tennis. You've been doing MLS. You've been doing your futures in college football, NFL. First off, happy Thursday. Where do you want to start?
I was thinking today was going to be a slow day looking at the schedule from last night, and it's been anything but very, very busy early on. I've released 3 premiums in Major League Baseball. Like I said at the break, historically, these betting syndicates, they usually have a hot first half and then cool off, or a cold first half and then heat up. Rarely do they go wire to wire. And after a losing first half, I thought they may pick it up in the second half. So far, so good. Winning days. Obviously, it's early, but back-to-back winning days. So I fired 3 premiums today, 2 4% and a 3%. The 4%, there's one available on the Steam sheet. Let me give you some steam in Major League Baseball. A couple early moves, 956 Toronto plus 110 and the under 9 in that game. And then 957 over 7.5 Kansas City, Detroit. 959 Arizona, stay. And then 960 under 8.5 and 8 in that Arizona. They took out all the 8.5s, all the 8s, probably nothing but 7.5s around. I didn't touch that game myself personally, but I do put asterisks on those plays in the Steam sheet where I feel my leans are strongest. The ones I asterisked so far is Toronto at plus money. And I also lean under in that game. I just couldn't get to the window and confirm. But like I said, I do have 3 premiums in Major League Baseball. There's no WNBA today. Tennis, anything I have, I think went off. Punitseva is the only strong lean, but she went off, I think, at minus 220. I liked her at like minus 170, 180, up to minus 190. But again, didn't get down, staying very selective on the stuff that I'm picking myself. Quickly, CFL, these are all fills. So this is what they're looking for, meaning if I can get it, fill it. These are orders. I did release one premium in CFL. Out of all the action that they're looking for, one play I did agree with, and the number was available. But here are 4 fills that they're looking for. 687 over 56, Edmonton, Saskatchewan. 689, Calgary plus the 2. 689 under 61 in that Calgary-Winnipeg game. And then 691, Toronto minus 3, good to minus 122 on minus 3 for Toronto. So those are plays that they're looking for us to bet for them. Quickly, I do want to give some actionable info. Like I said, I'm using my quants info to do my own tennis and my own MLS. The rest of the soccer is coming just like it always did from those guys. And yesterday released the first MLS play, ended up winning. All good. But I released 2 futures that I'll give you guys right now here that I sent out to subscribers early this morning after digging in deep. There's a lot of value on the futures board, which is rare. I took LAFC because there's 2 Los Angeles teams. We took LAFC at 10-1 plus 1,000. I gave them as a 4% play. So that's 0.25% of bankroll. And then I gave Seattle at 15-1 for 2%. So we got Seattle 15-1 for 2%. And we got LAFC at 10-1 for 4%. Now, the reason the MLS future board is offering so much value, simple. Miami. Messi, that's all anyone thinks about. That's all anyone cares about when it comes to the MLS, those big names. And Miami's that team that gets actual money. I didn't even know that, but they get bet a lot from the betting public. But power rating wise, they are sitting at the top, but right behind them is LA and Seattle. And based on the odds that were being offered, it's just way too good to pass up. Like being able to get 10-1 when on a neutral field, like Miami would be the slightest of favorites over LA and a little bigger favorite over Seattle, but not as significant as these numbers reflect. So definitely future value in the futures.
Yeah, I love the in-season futures. NFL in-season futures are my favorite. Like you can just get such good reads on teams that like are giving up. They've thrown in the towel. I love taking unders on some of these. Let's go to UFC Abu Dhabi. We got an early start here. Ankalaev and Gooskov here. We got a question about Urseg and Timarov. You got a strong opinion on that one?
I'm sorry. Johnny sent me something, so I had to ask the answer. Sorry.
Oh,
he knows I'm doing this.
Wait, hold on.
He asked me a question about a lien on the Steam sheet. This is the shit I got to deal with. This is the shit we deal with from customers. I sent out my college football futures. Okay, real quickly, 2 packages. One where I have my national championship futures, a 5%. And then I added a 3% and a 1%. The 1% on a team that's greater than 50-1. In fact, one of my subscribers sent me a picture. They got 120-1 on that same future. So good numbers available. And then I did season win totals. I bet a bunch of college football season win totals for these groups. I think 15 of them. I narrowed the 5 strongest down for subscribers. One of 5% that I absolutely love, and 4%. And I said, as a bonus, I'll add those other ones that we bet that I agree with, and I'll add them on that for free. Just you know what I mean? So for lean, so anyone that buys that package, they may have their own opinions, and I'll let them know this is Steam that we bet. all right away. As soon as it's out, someone gets it and they're questioning Maryland because I put over 5.5 in Maryland. And I probably saw the juice wrong from plus 105 to minus 105 or something like that. This is the kind of shit that people take the time to email support that then I got to sit and look and dig up. What's the Maryland? Is Maryland minus 107 minus, like, really, bro? It's over 5.5 in Maryland. If you like it, you decide what the number should be and bet it. Just telling you this is what we bet. So sorry, that's stuff, like, there's enough important shit to take out of my day. Not whether a number's 175 or 155 or 130. I don't know. Anyway, go on.
We love all of our customers. All right, let's go to USC. All right, do you have a strong opinion on the co-main, Steve Erceg and Timarov?
Nah, I've been. Erceg's one of those guys that came in and too much too soon, right? They gave him a title fight and only his, third or fourth fight because they needed someone, and he was coming off, a knockout performance bonus against Schnell. But then after losing to Pantoja, he can't beat the elite. He lost to Cara France. He lost to Moreno. But you throw him in against, Ode Osborne's, Tim Elliott's, he's going to beat them. Now it's this Ramazan kid that we just don't know that much about. I mean, those guys that a lot of these guys fighting on this card, we don't see all that often here in the States, and we don't know all that much about. But based on what I've been able to see and the data that I've collected, for me, I haven't bet to get this side. I'm passing. But I would take the plus money. I think it's a coin flip fight. And for me, it comes down to the price. It always does. You give me Erceg at plus 105, I'm betting it. You give me Timarov at plus 105, I'm betting it. Will I release it to subscribers? Probably not, because I don't have conviction that strong. But I do feel it is as close to a coin flip as you're going to get. And at that point, like I said, it's a dog or pass situation. I released a 5% that jumped off the board at me, and win or lose, I'm pretty confident I'm going to get good closing line value, which we should have an edge before the fight starts, I'm hoping, even though it's not the public side. And I also confirmed boxing. There is a boxing, Spence Jr. and Costazu's son, Tim Zhu, are fighting on pay-per-view also Saturday. And I was able to confirm a bet. So I do have a 5% in the UFC and a 4% in boxing. Nothing on that main event or co-main event. Again, all the advantages are to Ankalaev, and I don't think he falters. I think he gets the W here. Again, minus 600, he should win, right? Minus 600 favorites usually do. But he opened at minus 350, and I couldn't believe it. Anyone that got down there made a phenomenal bet. Because I think that's nothing but recency bias on the Bogdan side. I really don't think especially coming off a loss to Blachowicz like he did. I thought he should have been a bigger dog. The market now reflects that. So again, like yourself, that is able to isolate not just the winner, but method of victory. I think that's one, that's the way to approach that main event. More or less figuring out the method of victory. There's no value, obviously, in laying that favorite. And it's 2.5 under juiced. So Ankalaev inside the distance, but obviously I don't think it's going to give you much value. This one's over in Abu Dhabi, middle of the early morning for us. And it has those fighters that a lot of American fans aren't all that familiar with. But I think when you look at the top of the card, they are. So I think it'll start getting money. But so far, I haven't seen any action, Andy. Like public money, not even really sticking out. Not even a lot of sharp money. I think with just the time of the year we're at, even sharp wise guys are kind of taking a break. Like these are the 3 week span from the All-Star break till the end of July that most bookmakers I know, most movers I know, all take their little vacations. Not everyone's kind of like just going through the motions right now. So I think if you're betting, you could probably find more value than other times because you're not trading against those guys. But I think that's why we haven't seen much MMA action so far. It's kind of just been slow this last week and a half after the World Cup.
Yeah, dog I like Mike Davis as a dog after what happened to him last time he came over from after he came over, and they put him in a locker room that they just painted, and he got high off the fumes and came out and couldn't fight and looked terrible. And I don't know why he's going back to Abu Dhabi, but I bet he gets the good treatment this time. I like him as a dog. I like Dustin Jacoby a lot over Saeed, and a name to keep your eye on. I love this guy Zainikov. Most casual don't know him. Zainikov is dynamic, man. He throws a million punches. There's kicks galore. He'll throw 30 kicks to the body, to the leg, tons of punches, and he's got a little bit of wrestling in his back pocket. I think he's really good. I think he's going to do really well in UFC. So hopefully it doesn't make me look like an absolute fool.
You see Dolotov up to minus 1,100 now.
I mean, he's going to make it look like minus 3,300. He's going to make it look, he's going to make it look easy. So, all right,
Crazy.
Gianni, we got to do. I know. From a model, a guy who's a model, most violent model you've ever seen. All right, Gianni, we do it every Thursday. Let's go. All right, this is the Thursday hammer time. This comes from when Gianni was on social media and saw somebody come up with a ridiculous play and called it a hammer time. So every Thursday, I go through social media and try and find a funny one. Here you go, Gianni. This comes to us from the Twitter account, the Degenerate Roundtable. So they just have a round table full of degenerates, I guess. This is Moneyline Matt and Steve-O. Their Thursday lock of the day is the Atlanta Braves. Shout out to Steve-O for being transparent. He is 2-4 in his locks of the day. You can subscribe to them on YouTube, but they don't have any content up there, sadly. And their motto is research, discipline, cash tickets. So the
Don't get better than that. That's better
the Atlanta
than
Braves.
And what was it? GTA, right?
Yeah, I guess GTA laundry. Yes. So shout out to Moneyline Matt and Steve-O at the Degenerate Round Table for their Thursday hammer time lock of the day is the Atlanta Braves. All right, what do you have up for everybody, Yanni?
At minus 240, let's hope they get there for those guys and their followers. I hope they do, brother. I hope they do. I got a Steam sheet up today with an early game, so it's coming down very soon because it's on that afternoon game, 3 p.m. Eastern, Tampa Bay and Toronto. But decent information in there. And then I also have both college football packages are up with 5% season win total and to win the national championship. Coming off hitting Spain future, so I got a little bit excited. You know, we got WNBA future on Minnesota at plus 750. I think they're around even money right now. We have Milwaukee Brewers and Tampa Bay in Major League Baseball. I just gave you LAFC and Seattle in MLS. And I have the college football national championship in that package, championship winner in that package, along with the 5 strongest season win totals. All juice less than minus 130, 130, 140. Like not the 185s, 195s that most betting syndicates have juiced these totals up to. Like a lot of value's gone, Andy. Like we're over 6.5 had value at minus 120, 130, but now you're looking at 6.5 minus 185. And guys are still betting it because they're like, okay, it's 6.5. If that guy wins, I win. That's not the same bet. Like you're not getting over 6.5 now at 185. It's not the same bet as minus 125. Don't let the money line fool you into thinking you can't, like it's not a point spread where you're like, with the point spread, it's different. If I have -7, you have -8, you know that I could win and you can lose. You know what I mean? Or I could push and you can lose. But when it's the juice, a lot of recreational bettors don't pay attention to it. They're like, if it wins, it's going to win. What's the extra 20 cents, the extra 30 cents, the extra 40 cents? Dude, that is the number one killer for casual bettors on money lines where they don't mind the line moves. So don't chase those, especially on season win totals. You're locking up money for months. Don't take the bad juice and then also lock up your money for that long. That's like that's costing you opportunities that you could be working with that money throughout the season. And then also the UFC package, but with boxing. So I combine the two, and they have a 5% in the UFC for Saturday, 4% for boxing. More will be added. NFL's coming out either the end of this week or early next week, because I'm finishing all my futures to win the Super Bowl and then my season win totals. And then I could just focus on the upcoming preseason and regular season games. Had a great year last year, even more prepared this season. So yeah, real excited for that, man. If you're going to bet football this year, jump on board and let's team up. I'm expecting a good season. All
right, Gianni the Greek, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's root for those Braves. All right, we got Joe Raineri coming up to bring. Let's bring in Joe right now. Let's move right along. We're going to break down an NFL future here at the end of the show. Joe, how are you? And I talked about the ESPN layoffs yesterday, and I was thinking, don't they do this every year? Don't they do layoffs like every year? And then there's the same story and the same narrative. And it's like at some point, it's just rinse and repeat, right? Like why do we always make a big deal out of it?
Listen, it's so interesting to me because you're going to carry the Super Bowl this year, right? You're going to pay the rights fees to own the rights to carry the NFL and everything else. That price keeps going up. You basically have given two guys on that network $200 million, basically between Stephen A. and McAfee. So I guess, anytime you're doing the Excel spreadsheet there and the bean counters are going, yeah, we're losing money here. Like, no kidding, you're losing money. Most people, cut the cord because they didn't want to have to pay X amount of dollars for you anymore. So, yeah, it was bound to happen. It's unfortunate because, Carl Ravage, to me, was just the most unbelievable. The guy's been there 30 years. He, to me, is the epitome of baseball tonight on ESPN. He is the only guy, I think, and he'll be fine. Pelissero will be fine. These guys will all be good to go. But, that's what happens when you overpay for some talent, and then you've got to pay through the nose to get the NFL and others. Somebody's got to go here. I guess they'll replace him with a bunch of $30,000 a year, desk, and that's it. How is Van Pelt still there is beyond me. Like, I don't. He's the only holdover. He's the only leftover guy. And they get rid of him, you might as well just shut the network down at this point.
That's a good point. Now he's got his own weird thing going where he doesn't live. He lives in a completely different state and he's got this massive home.
Give him what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, we got a few baseball games today. One of them's already started, Padres and the Braves, but we're going to talk.
Yeah, I nearly broke my finger on that hammer play, man, trying to get that bet in at minus 280. That lock of the deal there, that was really, whew. I almost broke a nail trying to hit the bet button there. That was, I can't believe we didn't see that coming.
Hey, listen, get them live from minus 388.
Ooh, snuck up on you.
0-0 game. They're minus 388. So, well, let's talk about a play that is not a lock. Let's get your thoughts on the Rays and the Blue Jays. We got Seymour going for the Rays, Bieber going for the Jays. Books don't really know what to do with this one. Pretty straightforward here. Pick them over under 8.5.
Well, they're having actually Seymour's not going. He's going to be the bulk relief guy here today. Casey Legumina is going to start for the first couple of innings, it appears. They're going to bring Seymour in as the bulk reliever. Either way, it shouldn't matter given the fact that you and I can likely go out there and throw and have no issue limiting the offense of this Blue Jays team. I mean, they have been terrible, to say the least here. They can't score runs. That's the bottom line. They can't hit left-handed pitching. Both guys, the opener and Seymour, are lefties. They can't hit them. I mean, they're averaging 2 runs a game for the last week here, Andy. I mean, it's gone from bad to worse for Toronto. And listen, Bieber has looked decent. He's had 5 starts since coming back from the injury. He's looked decent the last couple. But again, it's 5 starts. He's still throwing 89 miles an hour. So nothing that I've seen the last couple of starts leads me to believe that he has turned some sort of corner here. And who does he got to face here today? Andy, one of the most lethal and productive offenses in Major League Baseball, especially over the last couple of weeks here. So I got a better lineup. I got a better defense. By the way, have you seen how many errors Toronto's made in just this series alone? Try 6. They're terrible. And that's why Tampa is 8-1 against them so far this year. At this price, I don't know. You're either setting me up. I don't care. I get the better team. I get the better bullpen. I get the better defense, better lineup at even money. Yeah, I'll take Tampa all day long in this spot.
I love it, man. I've loved betting on the Rays. I feel like they just continually be undervalued in the markets. I don't quite get it. I probably haven't done enough with Tampa, but yeah, there's this situation where you just look at them, you're like, what? Really even? Let's see. We got Royals and the Tigers.
2 runs a game. You want me to bank on them shutting down this offense? You're going to win a 2-1 game? No, you're not. You're not.
Let's go to the Royals and the Tigers. Was it Dobank for Royals, Melton for Tigers, or did they switch it up on me already?
Yeah, you got 2 guys with sub-2 ERAs going at it here. And neither guy is as good as their ERA says they are. I mean, Melton has been decent, but he's got regression signs coming all over the place here. And, I mean, he's gotten away with a lot of hard contact, a lot of walks. It's coming for Troy Melton here. Now, the problem is Kansas City the lineup to get it done? Well, I guess not. As long as Salvador Perez keeps hitting home runs, I guess they'll be fine. Bobby Witt Jr. is on the IL. If Caglione is back today in this lineup, they will be able to throw a whole lot of left-handed hitters up against Melton. And listen, Dobnak is nice, except this is his 4th appearance of the season. And 3 runs, 14 innings pitched. He's actually walked more guys than he struck out. So another guy that it's very hard to look at his 1.96 and be like, whoa, this guy is no, neither guy is lights out here. Can't trust the Kansas City offense at all. I do think Melton will have some success early on in this one. Can't trust the offenses. Under in the first 5, 4.5 for me here. I think both lineups will score the runs once the bullpens get involved. And you know how good that Kansas City bullpen is. Yeah, that's like batting practice. So 8.5, I think, is the total, but I'm going to split this game in half. I think both lineups struggle a little bit early on. I'm going to go with the under 4.5 in the first 5.
That's a great way to look at it. Let's pull up the bullpen rankings. Yeah, Kansas City's worst.
Oh, yeah.
No, second to worst. Athletics. Your bottom 3 are the Athletics, Royals, and the Nationals. Shout out to the Twins. Those teams all have ERAs over 5. So yeah, untrustworthy. That's like the first thing you do if you want to bet first 5.
That's it.
Just go look at the bullpens. Be like,
want nothing to do with it.
Trash.
Yep. Don't want nothing to do with it, Andy. Yep. Nope. I'll take the starting pitchers head to head here. So not doing it.
What do you got going on over at Best Betting Show Ever? How are things going over there?
Well, it's the Prez. Enough said that. Okay. Art to Caesar there, but we're gearing up, obviously, starting to talk a lot of college football, a lot of NFL, getting everyone ready for that there, and should be a lot of fun. I mean, we're less than 40 days away from week 0. NFL training got. What's the Hall of Fame game? 10 days, a week and a half. So
it's like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Football is almost here, folks. So that's in addition to obviously Major League Baseball down the stretch here heading into the postseason. A lot of NFL, college football getting you guys prepped. And that's what we've got going on over at the Best Betting Show.
Awesome. Good stuff. What do you have up for clients today?
I do have only 5 games here tonight. One of them is underway, but I do have a top play in one of these games here tonight on my page over at WagerTalk.com. We had our very first Major League Baseball 5% bet last night of the season. 162 games, Andy. I don't bet a lot of 5%ers in Major League Baseball because it is the ultimate grind of grinds when it comes to handicapping. So, but we had one last night, cashed it, back at it again here today. So that's available over at my page at WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, check out the first 5 videos, that daily show we do Monday through Friday. And all we do, Andy, is just what you and I talked about. We focus only on first five games, pull the bullpens out. We dive into everything you need to know about the starting pitching, the lineups, and if there's any value in that market as opposed to the full game markets.
What was your 5% last night? Was it the over in the Diamondbacks athletic game that had 27
that would have
hits and
been
20 runs?
I would have enjoyed that more than having to struggle through watching the Padres in Atlanta score 13 runs. I had the over there, and it was 1-1 going into the 7th inning. And I think Atlanta up to that point had left 11 guys on base. And Michael King walked the bases loaded with nobody out in the first inning. All they got was a run. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But both bullpens really worked. Chris Sale's going to have to get some innings going here in this game today if they're going to cash that hammer time bet there at minus 400. So they're going to need Chris Sale to get it done today.
I'm looking at the box score. 6 runs by Atlanta in the 8th and 5 in the top of the 9th by San Diego. That is a hell of a cash. That is a hell of a cash. Yep. Whenever you have an over and this base is loaded and they only get like 1 run, you're just like, well, this over. That's over. That was our chance. That was totally our chance. So, all right. Well, nice cash. Nice cash. Yeah, check out Joe over at First 5 Best Betting Show and take a look at his plays. Thanks very much, Joe. Have a good one.
Enjoy, guys. We'll see you again next week.
All right. Let's see. Are we doing the super contest this year? Yeah. So Dan and I'll do our thing, and Dan and his betting associate will do their 5 games show like they did last year. So we'll definitely be doing that. We've Kelly set up a big survivor pool for us. So we'll be doing all the contests. So any thoughts about the Arizona? Sorry, I did not see your comment in time. Sorry. That's a tough one because Fat's going for Arizona, McGreevy's going for St. Louis. Lean to the over. Haven't researched it enough to give out a confident pick on that one. So, all right, we're going to do the NFL future, but first we got to talk to Andrew McInnis. We got to get a little bit of our football fix in. To talk a little CFL. Let's bring in Andrew. And Andrew, the Edmonton Elks are 5-1, and they're 4.5-point dogs. What gives?
I missed you last week, Andy. Good to see you, brother. I got Dan alone last week. You here, the little one-on-one going, talk some CFL. Yeah, it's weird. It's a 9-man league. But I'll tell you, usually the rebuilds take a long time. So kind of nice to see the Elks actually putting on a show. I will tell you this, though. As fast as I jumped on their bandwagon to start the year, I jumped off even faster the next few weeks after that. The market almost overreacted to their early success. So this is kind of the spot that they're probably supposed to be in. The question is if it's enough points, I guess.
Yeah, what do you make of this game, Edmonton versus Saskatchewan? What side do you land on?
Andy, I couldn't really decide on a side, so I just came on here with another under for the guys. And, it was a running joke with us on the show, and I was lucky enough to be here with you guys breaking down CFL games where, what was it, like 8-1, 9-1, 10, just these over streaks were unbelievable. Last week I came on with Dan, gave out an under on a player prop, a first half under, and a full game under, and we went 3-0. So I know people love cheering stuff on and cheering action on, but winners are good too. We're going to take under 28.5 in the first half between these two teams. Edmonton's actually had one of the best defenses, and also, their offense hasn't really put up a ton of points either, which is shocking because, well, both of those things used to be bad for them, and maybe that's been a big part of them turning things around. Saskatchewan's getting one of their best defensive players back. Milligan Jr. will be back, and he causes a lot of havoc, and, he's, a couple of interceptions already. He'll make a huge difference. The pass rush has been phenomenal for Saskatchewan, but both teams can run the ball. And I understand that running the ball doesn't always necessarily mean an under, because it could still lead to first down after first down and lead to a big run and turning into a touchdown. But I think when you look at teams that love to run the ball first, it could lead to dragging things out. There was also a huge tragedy that happened in the CFL. The Saskatchewan Roughriders tragically lost their captain in a fatal car accident, and another Saskatchewan resident was also unfortunately involved as well. And I bring that up because there could be some slow start here, and there's going to be a huge ceremony, and there's going to be a delay, and that type of stuff can take someone's routine away from what they usually go through. And I think when you look at this matchup overall, it's two teams that are good defensively. It's Saskatchewan coming off a bye, two teams that can run the ball. I think under 28.5 is a good play in the first half, because, Andy, I would not be shocked if this is one of those first half unders we take and the full game ends up going off in the second half.
Yeah, it's big to get that 28.5 number, but I think I saw a score where it was 1-1 at the end of the first quarter.
That's CFL for you right there.
I gotta love the CFL. That's hilarious. So, all right, we got Argos at the Lions. The Argos are involved in a lot of overs. I was looking at their point totals. Boy, that's a team that gives up a lot and scores a lot. They're -3.5 over under 56.5. What do you make of this one?
So, Andy, the big storyline going into this game is this is the Argos' last road game of their huge stretch of road games. Of course, they were a host city of the World Cup. So Toronto, instead of actually finding a university or somewhere close by, which they definitely could have done, they decided to pretty much just go ahead and say, hey, look, we're just going to have a ton of road games to start the year. They made one of their road games classify as a home game, which means they got all revenue from the game, but they haven't had a real home game yet. So this is kind of going into the season. If you're a schedule guy, this was kind of a pre-planned bet against spot for the Toronto Argonauts. But now here's the thing. And I said this last week to Dan as well. There's a real issue in the CFL as far as quarterback depth is concerned. And there's been people telling me, hey, look, in the NFL, the same thing happens. In other sports, the same thing happens. But I think it's just much different in the CFL. And Nate Rourke, last week, he went down with an injury after 2 or 3 snaps, Andy. I had BC +3 against Edmonton. I tweeted out, hey, thanks for playing, guys. Like, we're cooked pretty much. And the game ended 19-17. BC covered the +3. But the backup quarterback came in. He threw one touchdown, Andy, 4 interceptions. Like, I hate to come on here and trash on backups and trash on players, but the gap from 1 to 2 has just been awful throughout this league. And we saw it when Hamilton lost Bo Levi Mitchell. Their backup the next game, I think, threw 4 or 5 interceptions himself. So this number at 3.5 is too short. I understand that the typical sports betting key thing to do would be, hey, look, over adjustment with the line, with the injury. But I'm here to say it's not an adjustment enough. Like BC, if they're at home here with Rourke, they'd be favored by a handful of points. But Rourke is not there. This is not an overreaction, because I think this should be even higher. So I'm going to lay it with the Argos. We'll lay the -3.5. I expect, we'll probably see some struggles here, not just from the backup quarterback in Bryce, but also from them finding any rhythm with their run game, because usually Rourke does a good job of opening that up. And also the secondary has been brutal for BC. So if they can't outscore their problems, I feel like they're going to be in tough. And I think last week just kind of showed that Edmonton's not who anybody really thinks they are. So we're going to lay the points on the road, -3.5. And it goes to show, Andy, that sometimes you kind of have a pre-planned bet going into the year. Like, yeah, last game, we're going to fade the crap out of this team for the scheduling spot. But then when things all happen, injuries happen, you end up backing them -3.5.
I mean, in the NFL, the difference between the starter to the backup can be like gargantuan. So in the CFL, it's just even more, more accentuated. So a lot of rough quarterback play. So, all right, what do you have up for everybody? I know you got some good hot streaks going on right now.
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good, Andy. Mostly MLB and CFL right now, but it's kind of funny. I always joke around that, you go away on vacation and for some reason you're not overthinking things and you're just locked in. Back on May 1st, I went to Europe for the first time, And I think I went 7-2 while I was away. Since May 1st, the numbers have been unbelievable. We're up over 80 units across all sports, plus 88 units since May 1st. 7-1 run short term last 7 days, plus 29 units CFL this season. That's through 7 weeks. And if we go all the way back to last year, we are on a 25-10 CFL run. So feeling pretty good. You know, day by day, the MLB grind as well is still there with us. But anybody following me, you know, CFL has been my sport. 5% play goes this weekend. I can't discount it too much, guys. We're on a roll here. You got to jump on board if you want to grab it. But the promo code is very simple. You guys can use Andrew10 to save $10 on my CFL 5% play going. Of course, Andy, that great deal. You buy 3, you get 3 extra. That's 6 days of all sports. 7-1 last 7 days. That's, you know, probably as good as it's going to get for me, especially with low volume. So plus 88 units. We'll try and keep it going. I want to give a shout out to Seth as well. Seth sent me some great beef jerky. Man, oh man, it was awesome. I actually have a video I'm going to put out on Twitter, just kind of showing the stuff that he sent me. So everyone says, you know, it's a family. It's a great community we've built. I don't know if it gets any better than that. So shout out to Seth. Really appreciate that. Sending it international for me, keeping the boy fed with some nice snacks. So I appreciate it.
It's hands down the best beef jerky I've ever had, and I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true.
Yeah,
this stuff is.
And I'm not even a dill guy usually. I love the dill. Like my girlfriend loves dill. I was like, I don't want to order this. She's like, no, tell Seth get the dill, and I loved it. It was really, really good.
Yeah, Seth's flavors are incredible. He literally made a dill pickle beef jerky that's out of this world. So tons of flavors. It's legit. So yeah, shout out to Seth. So, all right, Andrew, keep the hot streak going, man. Good luck on all your plays. Good luck on that 5%. We'll see you again next week.
Andy, the countdown is on, man. Me and you talking NFL props. Enjoy the sunshine, man, because second this is over here, and you know, CFL time. Nobody wants to hear about me talking CFL the whole summer. Me and you back talking NFL props. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Don't get the dill.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
All right. You too. Okay. We had a lot of people win 3-day passes. So you guys have all got flex passes added to your account starting today. So congratulations. Most successful Dinger Tuesday we've ever had. So awesome stuff from you guys. And all you have to do, guys, is participate in the comment section when we run these little contests, and you guys will be eligible for 3-day passes. So let's see. Lost our MLB prop last night. So that was probably bound to happen. 16-5 run on those. No plays in MLB today. We got a cricket play that's going on right now. We're still running that special half price on a 30-day pass, 17-11 run. Really happy with those percentages. And we do have a 5% best bet in UFC. We get that play of the day. That's going to be a client play. We do have bare knuckle this weekend, and we do have PFL. So the PFL lines came out way late because they had a bunch of canceled fights. And I did the worst breakdown video in the history of breakdown videos for the BKFC card. It's in Uruguay, and it's all like local fighters and kickboxers. You can't find anything. You can't find any information on them. I can't pronounce their names. It set back my career 10 years. But it's up at the Winning the Shadows YouTube channel if you want to see me fumble through it. It's truly tragic. But listen, I recorded it. I put in the work, so I'll put it out to let everybody decide. So, all right, let's do it. I know we got a lot of Patriots fans in the chat, so yeah, be careful with your Patriots analysis. I'll be gentle. And I didn't see it in the comment section. I'll go back and check, but I didn't see yours in the comment section. So, all right, we're talking the New England Patriots, 10.5. All right, here's the breakdown. It was very well documented that they ended up with a very easy schedule last year, but credit to them. They did exactly what they needed to do, made it to the Super Bowl. They are going to have a much tougher schedule this year. Offensive line does have some questions, especially with Will Campbell. Was he hurt or was he just struggling last year? If he's healthy and better, that's going to make a big difference for this team. They added a couple guys to add to the depth That's going to be a nice, sneaky little addition to the team. We know their defense is good. That's going to be a top 10 defense. There's just so many questions about Vrabel, like with this offseason, and there's no way it's not a talking point. Does it distract from the team? I don't know, but it's hard to win in this league, and it's even harder to win if your coach is being investigated for something, or if there's a lot of noise around the team. So let's look at their schedule. They get the Jets and the Dolphins twice, okay? And that should be 4 wins. The Raiders, that should be a win. So that's 5. So then you look at the schedule. Getting 6 more is not going to be easy. They got road games at Seattle, Jacksonville, Buffalo, of course, Chicago, Chargers, Chiefs. So you can see where the schedule gets pretty hard. I think 10.5 is probably the perfect number to put this win total. 11.5, I go under. 9.5, I go over. I think this is lined exactly right. If I have to pick something, I'm always going to lean to the under in these win totals, because if there's an injury to the quarterback, you're going to lose a couple games. There's a little question with the offensive line, a little question with coaching. It's just an ever so slight lean to the under. There's no way it's strong enough to be a client play. I think this was a perfect number here. So, guys, Patriots fans, I don't have a strong opinion about this. I think you guys are a 10 or 11 win team. And I trust the coaching of Vrabel 100%. I think he has this defense playing well. Drake May should be a little bit better. I like some of their additions on offense. So we'll see. We'll see about the New England Patriots, but no strong opinion. Sorry, guys. All right, tomorrow we're going to go over the Chargers. Appreciate those submissions. If you want to suggest a team or a player prop future to go over, just leave it in the comments section. So let's see. He's been working out since March. Okay, all right. If you want, I'll do my Colts next week. That'll be an under. I could bash my own team a lot better than I can bash the Patriots. So, all right, thanks for joining, guys. Hit the like button, drop a comment below. Good luck on all your bets, and we're going to be here tomorrow to break down everything. We'll get a little bit more into MMA and some of the weekend events. We got a good racing weekend. I'll go over the Brickyard 400 that's in my backyard. So, going to be a good show for tomorrow. So, thanks for joining us. Same time, same place tomorrow. Good luck on your bets. Take care.